All right, guys, let's check out this Hamilton Navy Pioneer Small Seconds Auto. Yeah, that's a mouthful, as is the model number, an H784655553. So, big thanks to Kevin for sending this in. I appreciate it. I'm always a fan of the small seconds. This model is actually available in a traditional three-hander, but between the two, I would easily pick the three-hander, even though it is a premium. It's not a ton more, but it is a little bit more to go with a three-hander, but I think it really gives it a miles apart a better look. But again, that's going to be subjective to whatever your tastes are. Now you can see right off the bat here, there's some scratches here and some scratches here on the bezel. That's because Kevin wore this watch, and I think it did fine. You know, you had a couple little marks, no big deal. You have a sapphire crystal that's flat. I don't know if there's any AR coating on that. There may or may not be. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't find info on that. You have a display back there showing off that ETA 2895. You don't see that very often because it is the date and small seconds version of their movement. So that is a premium movement. That is a really nice, good performing movement. I did time graph it. It is putting out a solid +7 seconds with a healthy amplitude number as well. So very, very good components used in this. You have thermally blued hands that if you catch them in the right light, they are beautiful as well. But typical light, 90% of the time, it's going to look like this. It's super legible. They're going to look black with the black Arabic printed on numbers. This is going to be like super easy to read in an everyday style type of watch. I wouldn't categorize it in a dress mode or, you know, maybe casual dress, but certainly an everyday type watch if you were looking for something that is clean and very good looking. So case size 40 millimeter. The wire lug to lug, nice wire lugs. You don't see that a ton, right? So I'm actually a big fan of wire lugs, but 46 3/4 millimeter on that, 10 millimeter thick or thin. It looks thicker than it really is, and that's because there's really not a whole lot of shape to it. I mean, there's contours and there's dimension to the case, but not so much shape. It's pretty much just flat, you know. So 20 millimeter lug width here, so you're going to be able to put on a barrage of straps, whatever you want to do. This easily is going to live on this leather. Hamilton leather is actually really good leather. I think most people that have Hamilton and wear it on their leather, the factory leather straps, will agree with me that their leather straps are very good straps. So price points on this, I find them kind of all over the place. Forget about retail. I'm just gonna, this is a snapshot in time. I don't even really like to talk about price on my videos because like a year from now, I'm gonna get comments saying that I can't find that for that price. This price is subject to today, December 8th, 2019, right? So on Amazon, it's just under $750. I'll put a Amazon affiliate link down below. If you want to purchase it through Amazon, it does help me out, but there's cheaper options out there, so probably don't buy from that. But I'll put it down there nonetheless, so you can at least click on it and see the details there, and you know they'll have all the stuff there. If you look at the three-handed version, I'll put that one down there too. That one is $660. Kind of the same watch. It's going to have a different movement in it because it's going to be a three-hander, so it's probably a 289 whatever, but it'll be a date and then three-hand. Jomashop, I believe, has in stock, and they are $680. You can also email Mimo, my buddy Mimo over at Mimo's Jewelry. He's an authorized dealer at Hamilton, so you could email him, tell him I sent you. You're probably even going to get a better deal if he can order it, but I don't think he stocks it. So I'll put the model number, I'll put some links down below, so click away, do whatever you want. But let's get back into the watch. So you can see you have I don't know what color this dial is, off-white, silvery. It's pretty hard to nail down depending on what light you have. You have a really nice railroad track going around there, and then a beveled chapter ring that is going to have your minute marks on the 5s. And just a really clean, well done dial. So, and then you have that small seconds sub dial there with some rings on it, and also a railroad track around that as well. So the date window cutout also has some depth to it as well. So nothing was really left untouched on this, but nothing was done, you know, over the top. So it just, I think it has just the right amount of character. Nice signed crown, Really nice brushing on the center part of the case, polishing on the outside there. Knurled type bezel, give it a little more texture and depth. And those wire lugs just kind of like disappear into that section of the case. So it's really hard to determine how those are fastened, but I suspect, because I like to understand a little bit how things are constructed, I'm guessing those are put in and then the case is pushed down in. So it's probably a multi-piece case. I could be wrong on that, but that's what it kind of looks like to me. And then of course the display case back is always a really nice feature. And you can see that ETA movement spinning along. Nice Hamilton signed rotor. This is a 100-meter water resist watch, or 10 bar. And it's just going to be a push-pull crown. So this first position, you're just going to get a nice clean wind on it. And then first pop out is going to be your date set. And then your last one is going to actually, should hack it. So you see the seconds hand stops, and then you can adjust the time. So very clean, easy to operate watch. Let me give you a wrist shot. There is going to be no lume on this, obviously, with the just black printed on. I was wearing this, if you were wondering. I know some people like to know what I'm wearing, but let me get this on real quick so you can see what it looks like on my 7 1/4 wrist. It's just a perfect size. A 40 mil case with a 46, 47 lug to lug. Plus those wire lugs just look so good. You just don't see them very often. So this is a really good looking watch. So, and if you can score one, like I said, Amazon $750, and then if you shop around, you're going to get it under $7. It's pricey. It's definitely above my comfort range of $500. And for a lot of people out there that are looking at buying watches, $700 is a lot of money for a watch. But this is a watch that can, do much more for you than, say, just a regular diver watch. This one can bridge over into casual dress, maybe dress, everyday wear, office wear, that sort of thing. So think about, this could capture potentially multiple types of watches that you want to have and wear. Instead of pigeonholing yourself into those categories, maybe look at other watches that you might pay a little bit more for, but it's going to do more for you. And I think that's where this one comes in. You're going to have that really nice Swiss movement, that thermally blued hands, sapphire crystal, just really clean, legible dial. It's a very good watch. So big thanks to Kevin for showing this watch to us, or sending it in so we can check it out. The Hamilton line, if you get some time on your hands, go to the Hamilton website and just browse around. You'll be shocked at what watches they have that you had no idea that they made. They make some really good looking watches. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you on the next vid.